Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while since I've made a video, and I have no good reason why I haven't. But we are here. We got a farmhouse, old farmhouse with probably who knows how many additions put on, and we're installing the bedroom here. Big giant master bedroom. Give you guys kind of a picture of what we're doing here. So that's the entry into the room, and then there's the master closet. So a couple things I want to show you here. Chris is getting the cushion down. We're going to have a seam over there, so we've decided just to go with the full piece of cushion there, and we're just going to put our seams over here. Somebody's going to watch us and say, nope, shouldn't have done it that way. Well, we did, so, and it's going to work. So first little problem that we came across, and I think we got a solution for, is that out there is 1 3/4 inch higher than in here. And so what we did, we're kind of just building a step. Sometimes you can get ramps and ramp that down. Problem is that's too high to even ramp that down. And let's be realistic, we're not gonna sit here with 300 pounds of floor patch and level it from there to there. You can do that. That's not realistic in this application, just because of the amount of time you're going to spend on labor. What you're going to spend on that to pay me to do that is ridiculous. So they're fine with this. This is going to work. It's actually going to look quite nice. And then you can see in here, so see, this is the original, this is the new, but there's probably 3 layers of floor covering there. And that's the original hardwood there, and we were able to shingle that up to, I shouldn't say we didn't do that, this was torn up. Previous installer had shingled up to it, and we're just gonna leave it. It's gonna work, it's gonna do it. This is kind of real world situations here, what happens, and how do you make the call on what you're gonna do, and how we're gonna do it affordably too. That's gonna give the customer the best bang for the buck. I also went around, that tack strip was actually in pretty good shape. That was previously here. I like tri-tack, and instead of tearing this all up and putting down a tri-tack, we just added another row of 1 inch tack strip around the edge. And that works too, that works just fine. Homeowner actually pulled the base off for us. They didn't have to do that, but that's kind of awesome. So next time you see me, might be putting some seams together, might be stretching. I don't know where this video is going to go, but stay tuned. We've got the carpet in, and we're getting ready to put a cross seam together, but I just wanted to show you this. Has anybody used, I'm going to try it, that Teflon seam board that comes with the Cool Glide? I'm going to use it underneath conventional seam iron and see what happens here, because, well, I used up all my seam boards for some shims we had.
I said no, we're by Irvington installing baby make color number 5 carpet.
Guys, we're going to be cutting some seams here, continuing on this project. So I just wanted to show you the importance of row pencils, row cutter, and right here you can see this whole row. We zoom in, Chris. There you go. So you can see how they're all dark. So on this piece of carpet, on this side, I've got to cut and open these yarns up, and then just cut a light line and leave that on there. But this is DreamWeaver, Engineered Floors DreamWeaver Trendsetter II. And I really do love these guys. I love their soft polys. I'm just gonna show you how easy you can run a roll with this. So some carpets, including engineered floors, Some of theirs I've had just a tough time running a row through, but these soft polys, you know, I consider this not even really trying, and I'm getting it through. I'll just, for the sake of the video, to keep it short, then I come back with a little bit wider, almost like a knitting needle. I bought this a long time ago. I think it's made by Orcon. And then I've got my crane cushion back cutter. Already ready to go, blade out. But Chris, can you zoom in like right here? Can you see, I don't know if you guys can see along that edge how I'm leaving just that light line. So what I'm gonna do now is we'll put it in here and I'll just cut 5 or 6 feet here. And I know, you know, that somebody's gonna watch this and say, hey, you should be cutting on top of a board or a solid surface, and I suppose I should be, but I really find that kind of difficult, and it's just hard to run the cushion back cutter through it. It just seems to pull on that board underneath there. So I cut on top of the cushion. And what we'll do is we'll duct tape that, and that'll keep our moisture barrier. But look at that. So we've got all light lines there, dark lines there. When I go to put that seam together, it's going to be the next thing to invisible, the closest to invisible you're going to get. Do some stretching. So this is kind of a funky little layout. We chose to, we're gonna actually stretch to that seam. I'll show you how I do that after a bit. But we're just gonna kind of treat this as 2 rooms. Like we're gonna treat this area separate, and then, you know, from here over to here in this whole area, we're gonna treat this separate too. So what I've chose to do is I set that wall. Here's the seam starts there and runs along there, but I want to stretch across my seam to this wall. And then what I'll do is I'll set this right here and we'll spin around. So I'll set the stretcher board right here. I'll set the stretcher up here and we'll stretch everything that way. And what I'll do, I'll stretch that wall in first, go that way. And then I'll just take some not too terribly hard angle stretches that way. Just basically just set the carpet on the tack strip. What I'll do then is take the stretcher, set it up here, set my stretcher board here, and I'll actually stretch to this seam. And what I'll do, I think I made another video about a hallway that we stretch like this, but what I'll do is I'll stretch up here and I'll stay nail this, and that'll act as though, you know, there's a tack strip there, there's wall there, it'll hold my stretch, and I'll finish stretching this in all that way. And we will set this wall right here, and I will finish stretching everything this way, and then I'll go everything that way. So we'll kind of, not a time lapse, but we'll just show some parts of the stretching here in the video. We won't get too carried away with it. Once we're all done with that, we'll put the seam together in the closet, power stretch that, and then we'll be done. back at it. So I did get my stretch across here, and I didn't cut that in yet just in case something happens here, but you can see it caused some wrinkling there, some wrinkling there. But now I got the stretcher set up over here. I'll take a nice hard pull that way and then angle everything out that way and come back to here, and I'll just kind of lightly hit this. If this was a pattern carpet, absolutely not, do not do this because you're actually gonna, as you stretch this angle, even though you're going light, you're gonna take that pattern and skew it off that direction. So definitely don't do that, but non-pattern piece of carpet, this is gonna work just fine, and we'll check in a little bit. Hopefully this makes sense here, when I said angle. So that's all I did, is I just pulled it out there and flattened this carpet out back here. I do still got a wrinkle right there, but I'm not even worried about that. One, the stretcher board kind of caused that, but also I'm gonna have the stretcher board up there, stretch past this, and we'll just make sure that's not on any tack strip right there. We're gonna pull right past. All right, we're back at her. We got turned around. I got my cameraman back. Chris was vacuuming the other room, and I wasn't going to stop him to get him into here. But you can see I still got that wrinkle there. Got my stretcher set up the other way, and I've got that wall. I didn't cut it down. I left it just in case we stretch past or something comes loose. I don't think it will. And what I'm going to do here is stretch up to this, and then I'll stay nail right behind the stretcher. So I'll just show you how I do this. And you're gonna see, like I said, you're gonna see this carpet move quite a bit, which you want it to. It means we're stretching. All right, Chris, turn around and show them that wrinkle. You ain't gonna get that out with a knee kicker. You're gonna have to use a power stretcher, but I need the knee kicker. I just gotta shift this carpet back a little bit. Okay, that looks good. So, not real scientific here what we do. Just, I like to go right behind the stretcher head, and I just put them kind of flush with the nap of the carpet. You can do it however you probably want. I like to do it this way because when I go to pull that carpet back to cut that seam, I'm not hitting my nails. You do want to make sure that you pop these nails out, obviously, once you're all done with the job. Otherwise, you're going to have a little speed bump for your customer. Pretty sure they're not going to like it because they're probably going to find it when they're going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I'm going to do a little relief cut and then a little more stretching. So if done correctly, once I let this stretch up, we're probably going to see a little pucker right here, right on this side of the nails. And what that is the tension coming back. This is going to stay stretched. This is just going to have a little pucker on it. Not a big deal because we'll leave those nails in there, put our seam together. Once I put the board in there and stretch that way, boom, stretches that even. Puckers are gone. I think I'm gonna, not really quoting anybody here, I'm just gonna go on what I believe to be the truth, but the reason we stretch carpet is because when carpet is manufactured, it's manufactured under tension, and we're just putting this tension back into it, so as it stays in here and kind of acclimates into the room, it's gonna naturally, I don't want to use the word soften up, but just gonna relax in here. Now, if you unrolled it and didn't put any tension on that carpet, and it did, it's gonna, that natural relaxation, it's gonna cause those bubbles. Now, that's not always 100% preventable, and as long as you hire a good installer, they're more than likely just gonna come take care of it. I don't think I've ever, I have re-stretched my own work. I've gone back, but I don't think I've ever charged anybody to do it. So, just one of them things, This is real world, guys. So we're getting ready to stretch that closet. That's where I put that seam together. And I can't even blame Chris. I'm gonna blame myself. I got my measurements backwards for the closet. I got my length is what my width should be, and my width is what my length should be. So, real world, I'm short, but you know what? We didn't have to double tack strip this, but we did. And look, I'm kind of glad we did. So I'm not worried about it. I know I'm going to stretch that up there, and we'll be good to go. See here, we're going to take these nails out, and I want to show you what stay nailing does. So I'm just going to come out here and show you. And I know it's me pulling on the carpet, but I'm going to lift up. You notice how that carpet just, boom, she snaps down. So now, the reason, again, for the stay nailing is because we want to stretch everything equal. So you can see the wrinkle behind the stay nails is gone. Or excuse me, the front of the stay nails is gone. We've stretched it all out. And you do want to be careful pulling these out. You don't want to rip out the backing, and then you're going to have a bunch of yarn fibers just falling all over. But when you think about it, you know, you can say, oh my man, you're putting a nail through the carpet. That nail is no thicker than what the teeth in the stretcher head are that are going through the backing already. So big thing is just removing them to make sure that you're not damaging material underneath. I've seen guys, they'll take a piece of scrap carpet, flip it upside down, and then stay nail into that. I guess that works too. I've never done that, but that's a way to do it. I've seen it done. Very important. Take your hand and let your hand find a nail if you left one. You don't want that customer's foot finding one. So we got that done. So now we're in the door here. Let's do our stretch test. Look at that. Pop, pop, pop. Just popping down. So that's good. And that's going to obviously be a well-trafficked area. So that backing, just from normal wear, might soften up a little quicker than the rest of this carpet. So we've got good tension on it. And we hope that our customer has no problems with it in the future.
I always look forward to this part of any job, any carpet installation. I just find vacuuming up the carpet just being so satisfying, and get a nice final look at your project before you leave, see how things are going to look, how your customer is going to see them. And not only that, but then your customer comes home and sees everything's cleaned, ready to go, put furniture back in, and enjoy their new room.
Figured I better show you guys that cool little step thing that I did in the doorway. So what the customer he had given me was what I think when you go buy your flooring, they give you the universal trim, a T-molding. And have you guys worked with these enough to know you can't install these in an angle and make them work worth a hoot. They don't even look good. They do look good though if you've got flush floors. I think they look nice. I do, but you know, again, we had what, 1 3/4 inch lower than that floor. We weren't going to make that good. So I rolled the carpet on edge just to turn and tack. And then I did staple it in right here. So I put a crease into it like a step. And visually, I think that looks good. I believe it looks good. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I know it looks good. I've also got that carpet just a bit higher than that flooring. So when you are going to walk across this, you're going to feel it regardless. You're going to feel it with either that T-mold, or you're going to feel it with the carpet to the tile. And there's that sharp edge that I just want to avoid. So that carpet's just it's going to be there, you know. And that's what you got to do. It's an old house. They've got brand new carpet. This is beautiful. And, you know, again, we're not making a giant trampoline there by trying to shim that down into here somewhere. And, I mean, man, that'd take all day for that, floor patch to dry. And we've got stuff scheduled tomorrow. We can't do that. So, best bet, I believe, right here. Looks good. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. And, again, thanks for checking in.